Thank you for the invitation to speak on science of human-caused climate change in U.S. national parks. I am Patrick Gonzalez, a forest ecologist and associate adjunct professor at the University of California, Berkeley. I'm also the principal climate change scientist of the U.S. National Park Service, but today I speak under my Berkeley affiliation, not for the Park Service. I've conducted and published field research on climate change for over 25 years. I've also served as a lead author on 4 reports of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. The science organization awarded a share of the 2007 Nobel Peace Prize. Wildfires burning in Yosemite National Park in California. Glaciers melting in Glacier Bay National Park in Alaska. Published scientific research has detected these changes and others in U.S. national parks and attributed them to human-caused climate change. The human cause of climate change is an important scientific fact because it points us to the solutions to the problem. Measurements show that cars, power plants, deforestation, and other human sources have increased carbon dioxide to its highest levels in 800,000 years. This increase has intensified the greenhouse effect and increased temperatures to their highest levels in over 800 years. Human activities have caused 97% of historical heating. Colleagues and I published last year the first analysis of climate change trends across all 417 national parks. Our results revealed that climate change since 1895 has exposed the national parks to conditions hotter and drier than the country as a whole. Temperatures in the national parks increased at double the national rate. The temperature increase was 1 degree Celsius or 2 degrees Fahrenheit per century. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but 1 degree is the equivalent of pushing a mountain down 170 meters or 550 feet. That's the height of the Washington Monument, from cooler areas at higher elevations to warmer areas below. Also, rain and snow decreased more in the national parks than in the country as a whole. Hotter and drier conditions occurred because the parks are located, many parks are located in extreme environments, in the Arctic, in high mountains, and the arid Southwest. As a result, in Glacier Bay National Park in Alaska, climate change has melted 640 meters of ice from Muir Glacier. That's 2,100 feet, more than the height of the One World Trade Center. In Yosemite National Park and across the West, climate change has doubled wildfire compared to the area of natural burning. In Rocky Mountain National Park and across the West, climate change has doubled tree death, particularly from bark beetles. In Noatak National Preserve in Alaska, climate change has shifted forest northward onto formerly treeless tundra. Climate change has raised sea level halfway to your knee in Golden Gate National Recreation Area in San Francisco, and all the way to your knee in New York City, not far from the Statue of Liberty. Climate change has killed coral reefs in Biscayne National Park, Florida. Continued climate change under the worst scenario could substantially heat the parks in the future, up to 9 degrees Celsius or 16 degrees Fahrenheit in Alaska. Our research shows that cutting carbon pollution could reduce projected heating in national parks by up to 2/3. The lowered heating would lower future risks. The U.S. has demonstrated its ability to cut emissions. The U.S. cut emissions 8% from 2007 to 2015. The U.S. Climate Alliance of 19 states and 1 territory has cut its emissions 14%, on track to meet the Paris Agreement goals. We achieved this progress with energy conservation, energy efficiency, solar, public transit, and other sustainable actions. In conclusion, The U.S. national parks protect some of the most irreplaceable natural areas and cultural sites in the world. Cutting carbon pollution would reduce human-caused climate change and help save our national parks for future generations. Thank you.